to 5 different ones. If you find it hard to pick 3, make sure you pick 5. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but if you find it hard to pick 3, make sure you push through and pick 5, because that's when you really, really need to be doing this. But do that every day for a month. Don't pick the same 3 to 5 things every single time, because that's not what it's about. It's about getting you to look for different areas of success, spotting the different successes which always crop up, because we always have successes. Even though we may not feel like it, we always have successes. So spot those 3 to 5 successes that you've had that day in that particular context. Over time, this will become easier. You may want to step that up from 3 to 5. You may want to step that up to, say, 8 to 10. Or even eventually 15 to 20. The easier it becomes, the more of these you want to spot. And what you're doing is you're training your mind to be on the lookout for these positives. Because after a while, when you have successes at work, your mind's going to go, oh, I must remember that to pop that in my book tonight. Whoa, you're now actively spotting successes as they happen. And that's going to help boost your confidence in your abilities. Yeah. What it also means is if you've had a really awful day where it seems like everything's gone wrong, flip the book out. Have a read through. Start to notice, blimey, all of these successes I had. Okay. This failure, it happens. It was crushing, it was horrible, but it's not what I do always. I'll get over it. I'll find a way. Yeah? So I'd invite you to do that, at least for a month. Perhaps keep it up for longer, 6 months, a year, whatever. Perhaps it's a permanent thing. Training your mind to spot these things and these positives, and these will help this task will help to increase your confidence in your abilities. It will help to boost your self-confidence, and as you boost your self-confidence, it will increase your confidence in your abilities. Now, this will also do something else. It will also help you overcome the fear that you've done something wrong. Because that can be a big problem for a lot of leaders. They're continually being fearful that you've done something wrong. You must have got something wrong somewhere. It can be a big issue. Now, by doing this task of always noting down successes, celebrating every success, recording successes in your little notebook, looking for different ones each time, building up your confidence, your self-confidence. Perhaps whilst also doing the tasks that we spoke about for skill confidence. Together, these are going to increase your overall confidence such that you'll begin to get at the core of your being that actually you do succeed in a lot of things. Yeah, you're not perfect. Yeah, you don't get brilliant results every time, but you get much better results than you thought you did. You'll start to appreciate how much better you are at things than you thought you were. Which means you'll gradually stop that being constantly fearful that you've done something wrong. Oh, I must have done something wrong because I did something and I always get it wrong. No, you get things right as well. And the more you start to realise that you get these things right, the less fearful you're going to be that you get things wrong, because A, you're going to realise that you get a lot more right than you thought you did, which means there's a much higher chance that you got things right than wrong. It means there's a much lower chance that you got things wrong. Yeah? Plus, the second benefit of all of this, looking for a positive in everything, is that you'll start to realise that no matter what happens, even if you do something wrong, it's not the end of the world. You know you will find a way to turn it round. You know you will find something positive out of it, because you've got that record in your little notebook, and you've celebrated success every time. Even in the midst of a big failure, you found something worthy of celebrating there, some success, some positive out of it, something you've learned. Another way not to create a light bulb that you have learned. So that over time, and this stuff doesn't happen instantly. There are other tools we've got which can help with more instant mindset changes, eliminating emotions, changing your beliefs about your abilities and so on. Those things which can happen instantly. We've got those, and I use those a lot when I work one-on-one with clients. We could work one-on-one and use those to really help you make massive change like that. These things I'm talking about here, these are not going to give you instant change. However, they're going to give you little incremental change that builds up over time. The more you do this, the more it's going to build up. Which is why it's important that you turn these tasks into habits. You do this every time, every day. Every time you complete something, celebrate it. Find something positive, even in the most biggest disaster. Find something positive, a positive lesson, a positive result, a positive learning. Every time you complete something, celebrate it. Celebrate that success. Take a moment out to celebrate it. At night, before going to sleep, note those 3 to 5 or 10 or 15 or 20, whatever it is, positive, successful things that you've had in that day. Because the more you do this, the more you start noticing that you can succeed, and you do succeed. And the more you start realizing that, hey, even if you do something wrong, it doesn't matter. It's not the end of the world. It is fixable. Things can be recovered. You can turn it into a positive, and you know this because you've done it so many times. You've got the record of it. Yeah? Is this making sense? Is this something that, I was going to say, is this something you could do? Is this something you are going to start doing as of today? Yes? Are you going to start it today, or are you going to start it tomorrow? Which is it going to be? Make the decision. Make that decision now. Are you going to start doing this today, or are you going to start doing this tomorrow? Make that decision right now, today. Yeah. Cool. So the more you do these, the more you're going to realise that just because I do something wrong, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't really matter. Which means doing something wrong is not something to be fearful of. And over time, you'll gradually become less and less fearful that you've done something wrong. Now, it's not about making you blasé, that, oh, well, yeah, if it goes wrong, doesn't matter, who cares? It's not about that at all. It's not about being blasé about it. It's not about being complacent about things, because that's an awful place to get into. It's about recognising your skills and your abilities and realising you've actually got more skill and ability and more successes than you had previously been giving yourself credit for. And as you start to recognise those more and more and more, so your abilities will increase, your leadership strengths will increase, which means the results of your team will increase. Your team will become happier and more productive and more successful as a result. So this isn't just about you, it's about the others in your team, and it's about the other teams that you work with, and it's about the other groups. Oh yeah, sorry, did I forget to mention that at the start? This isn't just about helping you. This has a knock-on effect, a ripple effect. The increase in positivity, the increase in productivity, the increase in confidence ripples out from you, shining like a beacon, spreading among those you work with and among those who they work with, and so on. Good stuff. Now, the final thing that we mentioned that people sometimes worry about as leaders is worrying about, what will people say? What will people say? Now, again, when you do all of these other tasks that we've spoken about, that's going to help reduce your concern about what other people say, because you know it doesn't matter what they say. You are still good at what you do. You're getting better at what you do. You're recognizing your weaknesses. You're celebrating your strengths. You're learning so many more lessons. You're identifying all the things you can learn from every mistake. You're celebrating all the things you achieve with every success. So it kind of doesn't really matter what other people say, because they're not in that position. Yeah? I'd also like to add one more thing on that, worrying about what other people say. And that's this. We tend to worry about what people might say about us because we want to be liked. Deep down, we all want to be liked. But here's the thing. Nobody in the entire history of humanity has ever been universally liked. Nobody has been universally liked. Not even me, believe it or not. There are people out there who don't like me. I know, crazy, right? But nobody's been universally liked. Oh dear. Even Christ, Buddha, the Prophet Muhammad, they all had their detractors. The thing is, did they spend all their time focusing on their detractors? Or did they acknowledge, hey, you folks don't like me. Your choice. I'm going to hang out here with the folks who do like me. The folks who I can help. The folks who are open to what I'm offering. I'm going to hang out with them. Yeah. And you know the way I see it, if it's good enough for them to have detractors, heck, it's good enough for me, for you and me to have our detractors. We just acknowledge, okay, there are people who don't like me. That's just the way it is. They may not even know why they don't like me. They've taken an instant dislike. And that's okay. Because you know what? There are people you don't like as well. It's true. There are people you don't like. That's just the way we are. Some people we like, some people we dislike. Some will like us, some will dislike us. Most probably have no opinion of us, about us one way or the other. But fundamentally, it doesn't matter. Devote your attention to those who do like you, to those who support you. Let those who don't like you, just bless them. Let them get on with their own lives. Yeah, it can be a bit harder sometimes if they're part of your team, but hey, you know what? You can live with it. You can deal with it. You will find ways. Over time, celebrating their successes, celebrate every success in your relationship with them. And over time, you'll find ways to work together. That's pretty much what I wanted to cover today in a nutshell. I hope you found it useful, and above all, I hope you actually take the steps to do these tasks, because it's doing these tasks which are going to get you the results that you're looking for. There's two ways you can go now. You can either go, oh, well, that was interesting, and carry on with your life, and you'll carry on getting the same results. Or you can take action, you can follow these tasks, and you can truly increase and boost your leadership confidence.
You've been listening to the Confidence Alchemist radio show with your host, the Confidence Alchemist himself, Keith Blakemore Noble. To find out more, visit theconfidencealchemist.com.